Good afternoon, and welcome to the Wednesday afternoon conference call with Trusts Unlimited. This is Jim George speaking. I'm the non-attorney spokesman and facilitator for Trusts Unlimited, and I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time to listen to this call, particularly those of you calling in for the first time and those that will be listening to the replay over the next 24 to 48 hours. We like to move quickly through these calls and bottom line the information for you. Our standard format is to spend a few minutes talking about the situation as it evolves in Iraq, as we consider the Iraqi dinar to be the base currency for the potential reset of some of these other currencies. A few minutes talking about the program we've put in place to assist you, and then we go to a brief Q&A. Today, unfortunately, we're going to be doing a very short call, and for a very simple reason. We find ourselves, and I've been at this for nearly 10 years, we find ourselves in a situation where the reinstitution and eventual revaluation of the dinar and some of these other currencies could literally happen at any time. I hesitate to say things that matter-of-factly, but there is a lot going on, and I have received some information which allegedly is legitimate and which I gave my word that I would not share publicly. I'm not trying to be mysterious, so I'll simply say that we've never been this close. And again, I've been doing this for nearly 10 years. There's even discussion of the Iranian rial revaluing as well. Now, this is a currency that I have not been very bullish about simply because Iranians' bad behavior has made it difficult for the international community to bless the reinstitution of their currency, but it looks like that may be occurring as well. Some of the numbers that I'm seeing in terms of projected rates are higher than I had anticipated. I'm sharing with you the information that I have received, not information that I can confirm. And I've usually not done that as well, but I think we find ourselves in a different position. At this point, when we look over everything that has been accomplished over the last 6 months, it seems to me that the only potential holdup for the reinstitution and revaluation of the dinar and some of these other currencies is the dwindling number of people who, for their own selfish reasons, do not want this to happen. Now, who are these people? Some of them are corrupt officials in these countries that are benefiting from the chaos, and they're skimming money, a half a dozen different ways. Some of these people are involved in the central banking system, and they have other objectives. There are government officials left-leaning who know that millions of overnight millionaires are not going to be voting and not buying what they're selling, which is confiscatory tax system, growing the federal governments, the respective governments, draconian rules against people. All we have to do is look at what they attempted to do with the COVID over the last year, and they seem to enjoy control, and they want to continue with this. But I think we're going to be able to push through this time, and I'd love to see a revaluation in sometime in July. I don't want to see it in August. I've explained this on numerous occasions. If we have a revaluation in the end of a given quarter, that doesn't give us time to ascertain the tax implications, because taxes would be due on the 15th day of the first month of the next quarter. It also might require us to exchange a currency before we want to do so relative to what the exchange rate might be. I've also received some information that there might, I repeat, might be contract rates available. And when I say contract rates, I don't mean some of the exorbitant rates people are talking about, but I'm talking about rewarding countries that funded the reemergence of countries like Iraq and Vietnam And so we're going to have to wait and see. I don't think anyone actually knows the date and the time this is going to occur. I don't think anyone knows what the exact rates are going to be. But I do think there is some general information out there that is beneficial for us to consider. Now, for those of you calling in for the first time, I'm going to strongly suggest you go to our call of June 2nd because that's the last call that we did a complete call reviewing the program we've put in place to assist you. Now, the establishment of a package of irrevocable trusts is beneficial for those that have currencies or hold any asset that they think is going to appreciate substantially. But given what the Biden administration and some of the governments in the EU have in mind, one way you can protect your privacy, your assets, potential tax deferral, and other things is to establish these trusts. If any of you wasted your time and listened to any of the nonsense going on at the G7 meetings, for some reason, and I guess we have to blame ourselves, we have elected the worst gaggle of idiots in my lifetime. And so we must take every precaution we can to protect our assets, our wealth, our privacy, and our way of life from these idiots, and that's who they are. They are idiots. I hope you're listening. You're idiots. Now, again, I suggest you go to our call of June 2nd. You need to understand why you need to establish a package of trust to protect your wealth. You need to understand why you're going to need to move assets to tangible assets to avoid the volatility coming with currencies and financial assets. You're going to need to understand why this needs to be done prior to the revaluation of the dinar and these other currencies. I want to give you our contact information. You can go to our website, which is trust with an S, unlimitedllc.com. That's trust with an S, unlimited trusts unlimited with an S, llc.com. Our email address is trust with an S, unlimitedllc@gmail.com. And our phone service is 307-274-4122. I'm a little hesitant to give you this information for the simple reason that we're now getting over 100 contacts a day. This is because we've accumulated thousands of clients over the last decade, and they have last-minute questions because they're anticipating the reinstitution of the dinar. This also includes individuals that want to get our initial package and are considering establishing a trust package for themselves. Now, I'll point this out. It takes about a 5-day turnaround for us to get a trust out once we've received your fee and your application in good order. Even if the reinstitution of the dinar were happening as I speak today, that still would give you time to get your trust in force and your currencies assigned to that trust prior to the global revaluation. So I again, and for the third time, strongly suggest you go to our call of June 2nd and listen to the entire call. It has the information you need in order to understand where we are in this process, what you need to do, and why you need to do it. Again, I apologize that this is a short call, but there's a lot going on. We have our plate full over here, and I'm going to be on the phone nonstop probably for the rest of the week. So thanks again for listening to the call. We will be back next Wednesday. Certainly if something of a dramatic nature were to happen between now and then, and at this point that's possible, we'll try to get out an emergency email and schedule an emergency call. But failing that, we will be back next Wednesday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Thanks again for listening every week, everyone, and have a great week. Bye-bye.